Trying something different. Yeah, that's my 77 degrees. No humor. You are live. I'm gonna have to lower the arm of this thing. You know the routine. Go get my coffee. Then go get my buddy. My buddy wants to ride to work. I said, all right. Buckle your seatbelt. It's crazy. It's 77 degrees, low humidity, but boy, is it windy. Holy crap. Like big time windy. Gotta be a front going through. So I don't know if it's supposed to be colder later? I don't know. Campaign signs blown over. There we go. I'm adjusting this arm. Let's see what's on the news. Oh, I can't play music in the car because you'll get a flag for copyright. Crazy, right? You get a flag for copyright because it happened to me. It really did. So crazy. There you go. Let's see if that helps. Not really. So I got supposedly three patients today. One will probably come in the morning. The second one continues to cancel. And I'm not going to press her because she gets a little crazy. So I got two people in the morning. Now that I'm good to go for a couple hours. Brah, what's up? And then I don't have anyone else until 2:15. I thought about going down to the beach again. Apparently there's like a lot of flooding down on Fort Lauderdale Beach. They have something called the king tides. I have no idea what they mean by that. You have king tides plus something with the moon, and it's causing like flooding. And what happens is the neighborhoods in Fort Lauderdale that are along like certain parts of the intracoastal, certain neighborhoods, the water rises up and goes into people's backyards and stuff. It's crazy. All right, I'll be back. Here we go. Three viewers, man. I got my Dunkin' Donuts coffee. My package of bacon. Hello. What's up, everybody? It's Friday. It means open chat. Whatever you want to talk about. I am in Fort Lauderdale. It is overcast. I hope you're having a good day too, man. It's Friday. Which means, for some people, they get the weekend off. For some people, it's still work. When I was younger, I was in the bar business, and we usually got like Monday, Tuesday, sometimes Wednesday off, 3 days. And then we went to work Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Some people only work 2 days a week. Friday and Saturday night. I knew bartenders that made I do the YouTube thing for fun, man. I really do. I spend a lot of time in the car, driving around, seeing patients when I needed an outlet. So I visit people. I'm on the road. And I visit. I have patients. And like, I drive around to their homes. Some people I see at the facilities. And I drive around. So I said, you know what? Let me broadcast this YouTube thing. I knew nothing about it. And I'll show people Florida. Different parts of Florida. I go down to the beach. You can see the beach. I go to I just drive all through different parts of Broward and Fort Lauderdale that people just don't normally see. So I thought, hey, I'd like to take people along. And it gives me a chance. Yeah, I got like 4,000 subs. I mean, 3,900 subs. A lot of people from overseas. You know, a lot of people like exploiting themselves. I got nothing to exploit. I'm just a sleepy ape. But yeah, so normally a couple days a week or 3 days a week, I take my buddy to work. He's like 34. Good morning. He's 34 or 30. I don't know, I get it wrong. 34, 35, 36, one of those. And he doesn't drive. He's never driven. Does not own a driver's license. I met him a few years ago when I was doing Uber. I was taking him to work all the time because he lives in my neighborhood. And I knew what time he needed a ride, so I would put the machine on and pick him up. And I felt terrible because he was paying like $20-something for a ride to work using Uber. My share of that was like $10. And so I told him one day I would just pick him up when he needed a ride, and I'd charge him the $10. So that's what he did. And it's turned into a friendship. But I still have him pay me because it's kind of out of my way. I go pretty far. I pick him up and then I go like, I don't know, 10 miles. And he always used to sit in the back of the car, even though he was my friend. Now I have him sit in the front. I'm like, just get in the front. He takes bus. He takes the bus a lot. Like $5 a day for the bus. So he's actually paying a little bit more. The problem is, so I pick him up at 8:15. I get him to work in probably about 25-30 minutes, right? $25-30 minutes. I pick him up at 8:15. I get him there by 8:45. He starts work at 9. To take the bus, he has to start like an hour earlier because he has to walk to the bus stop. He walks to the bus stop from his house, and then the bus ride is over an hour compared to a car, which is 30 minutes. So he saves like over an hour. That's tough, you know. That's tough. The problem is mass transit is just not, it's not convenient. You know, I guess if you grew up using it, you're used to it, right? So if I left my house at 7, it would take me 20 minutes, maybe a few minutes more to walk to the bus stop. Then you catch the bus, and then it's over an hour. So I'd have to leave my house every morning at 7 o'clock to get to work by 9. Versus you take Lyft, and it's a 30-minute drive. You save an hour and a half. And that's a lot. Because then you got to do it on the way home too, right? Who wants to spend 3 hours? You know, you have a work day that's like 8 hours. That's a big deal. That's someone who's had a stroke or a CVA. Got a wrist brace on. An AFO. She has an AFO, which means it's an ankle foot orthotic, which is basically it's a brace. She's wearing a brace. And she has a cane. She's doing pretty good though. Walking around like that. The message is held for review. I don't know what the message was, but it must have been someone saying something a little crazy. I could view the message, but why? Why view the message? Makes no sense. Here goes my buddy. Open the door for him.
How are you?
What's up, bud?
Doing all right?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hold on. We on the feed this morning?
Huh?
We on the feed?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
I get in the car, I put it on. It gives me an outlet.
There you
I
go.
was telling, whoever's there. There's two
Yeah.
people. One's my nephew.
Yeah.
It's just, when I'm driving around, it gives me someone to talk to.
There you go.
The problem is you can't play any music. But you can't do. I got a lot of freaking injuries, man.
Yeah.
Players are dropping like flies.
Yeah, they got a point. They'll be all right.
It's a long season.
Yeah.
Barkov is out 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Maybe more, they said.
Yeah.
Kachuk is out.
Yeah.
Then Reinhardt got hurt last night.
Did he?
Then he came back,
Yeah.
and he just wasn't the same. So I don't know what's going to happen there.
That's not cool.
Yeah. Then this other guy, Gradic, he got hurt.
Yeah.
I told you, man.
So I heard that
I think he's got like it sounds like a crazy foreign name. Hey, but he's not from like a foreign country. He's like he's from, I think he was born in Florida.
Yeah.
And anyway, it just shows you how injuries is a great equalizer, man.
Yeah.
You have injuries, it doesn't matter how good of a team you are. And your backups are backups, right?
Right.
They're just not game changers. They're not going to give you, they might go on a run.
Right.
I mean, if you play in the NHL obviously you have the capability
To be good. Right.
to be good, but you're just not Barkov, and you're not
Right. Good
these
job.
players
Yeah.
or Boston's players, Pastrnak, whatever.
Yeah.
You're just not.
Yeah. Well, Pasternak's on another level. So is Barkov and Kachuk. But I get things in.
I saw
Those are top 20 players in the league,
well, I saw the list of
Yeah.
the top players. I don't know. They had what's his name?
McDavid?
Well, yeah, McDavid's number 1.
Of course.
And then you have Barkov as number 8.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
One list I saw Pasternak as 7, another I saw him as 9.
We just said his name. The guy from the Panthers, a pain in the Kachuk.
Chuck, yeah.
They had a 5th in the league. But he doesn't. But here's the guy. He don't put up. I'm like, when they make these lists, right, of who are the best players,
Yeah.
what do they take into account? Like how many goals you score? Because they got the guy Kucherov
Yeah.
from Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
They got him like number 2,
Yeah.
and they got the other guy from Toronto like number 3.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's got to be goals, right? But Kachuk doesn't put up those goals.
Yeah, but a couple of years ago he had 40 goals for the Panthers.
Yeah, but see, I think it's all subjective.
Yeah.
I don't think how do you rank.
And I think it's Chuck's on there because he's a two-way player. I think Barkov's up there high because he's a two-way player too.
But what's funny is Barkov's the best 2-way player in the league.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
During the playoffs, Wayne Gretzky said it.
Yeah.
He's like, that's the best 2-way player I've seen since in the last 30 years.
Yeah. They were saying that he is the next Patrice Bergeron, and Patrice Bergeron's going to be a Hall of Famer in a couple of years.
And what's funny is if you watch Barkov,
Yeah.
when earlier on in his career, he was a goal scorer.
Yeah. He was.
He had fancy moves. He could
Yeah.
shoot. And they were interviewing some guy, and I like to listen to what players say.
Right.
Like players, because they have a different perspective
Right.
than like writers or something.
Analysts and shit.
Analysts, and, people who've never played. And it's like, and that's in every sport.
Right.
You listen to the basketball players,
Yeah.
and they'll say, and you see an analyst go, oh, this
He's
guy.
soft. Well, how do
He,
you know?
blah,
he's soft?
blah, blah. He's not putting up the numbers. And then you'll have a couple former players that played with him or something, and they're like, you have no idea what he brings to the table.
Right.
You have no idea what
Right.
what the player does in the locker room, what the player does on the court, what the
Right.
player does, everything. It's like,
Right.
no, he's like,
Yeah.
that's what I like when you hear the players.
It's like you're getting like inside information.
Like for years, the baseball writers wouldn't put people into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
The baseball, because the player refused to give interviews, like Barry
Yeah.
Bonds. Like
Yeah.
Barry Bonds refused to give interviews,
Yeah.
so they hated him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
Well, they had him for another reason too.
Oh, the steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's never been. Listen, so everybody, it's common knowledge. I go, yeah, but he was never convicted.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like something. You know, I get upset by that. I go, we live in a country where you're supposed to be. It's called innocent until you're busted, right?
Innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not the other way around. It's not
It's
accusations.
not, it's not guilty until proven innocent.
Was he doing it? Probably.
I mean, his head's the size of a fucking grapefruit, and his arms are like bigger than my head.
All you have
saw
to
him.
do. Oh,
You
listen.
saw him when he came out in Pittsburgh. He
All
was
you
a
ha-
skinny little
he was
thing.
skinny. All you have
Yeah.
to do is go back, right? All you have to do is go back through all this stuff, and you see what they look like prior to certain times.
Right.
You know.
And you see guys that weren't 50 home run hitters, all of a sudden they'll have like 50 or 50 like 2 years in a row when they're not a
Mark
home run guy.
McGuire. Look how skinny he was,
Yeah.
and then he became a freaking beast.
Huge, yeah.
Huge, yeah.
Yeah. But some of them have always been big. Like, look at Jose Canseco, he was always big.
But listen,
Look at, like, Rafael Palmeiro, he was
That's-
always big.
that is baseball's fault,
Yeah.
because they don't. I could go on, and
Yeah.
like you watch bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Those guys are doing steroids.
Yeah, of course.
Steroids is against the law,
Yeah.
but not for the people that do bodybuilding.
Right.
Everyone looks the other way,
Right.
right?
Right.
For years, marijuana and everything else was against the law, right?
Right.
But not if you play basketball.
Right. Well, they look the other way for
Of course,
certain
basketball.
athletes or musicians.
Basketball had drug testing, right?
Yeah.
But on the list of drugs that don't count,
Yeah, pot.
was
Yeah.
pot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, but pot's against at the time.
Yeah.
It might still
Some
be.
football players too. Like
It's against federal law.
they
or
said that
federal.
Randy Moss was high, like all the way up to the NFL every game. I don't know if he was high during the NFL, but they said like
I'm
high
good.
school and college he was high every day,
Hey,
smoking
no.
pot.
I told you why.
They were saying one of the, I think it was either Marshawn Lynch or somebody else. He would have liquor before the game.
What they tried to do, because I was in the room when I was associated with a certain city. I was in the room with the chief of police. I had just got done playing golf with the chief of police and the mayor.
Yeah.
And they wanted to legalize marijuana because of all the people who were getting arrested,
Yeah.
and it was ruining their
Lives.
lives
Yeah.
because they couldn't get jobs
Right.
that frown upon them.
Right.
But they didn't want to. They didn't know how to sell it to the public.
Right.
How can we change it? So they decided on a strategy of, let's tell them all the benefits.
Right.
You know, no, you don't have to take narcotics. You can just take this natural thing.
Right.
But that, it still didn't go off, because what happened was the state of Florida started coming out with the THC products
Right.
that wouldn't get you high.
Right.
It's called Charlotte's Web and this, and it was.
Yeah.
They came out with all those products, right?
Right.
But so they couldn't sell it anymore as a medical thing.
Right.
So now they just come. Now if you see it, now they just flat out say it.
Yeah.
They
it's
just
pot.
say it's part. We're trying to get clean up the drug stuff or trying to get people
Right.
not arrested. They should have done that from the beginning.
Right.
And they go, and I can tell you this, when they say, oh, people are concerned about the smell and there's going to be smell everywhere.
Yeah.
But they're saying, oh no, it's not. It's going to be, listen, there's going to be pot smell everywhere.
Yeah.
It's going to be everywhere. It's going to be at the parks because history is everywhere they've legalized it,
Yeah.
that's what's happened.
Yeah.
You go to the local parks in California, everyone's smoking weed.
Yeah.
And listen, I got no problem with it.
Right.
The problem is, and this is science, that if you're around someone or in the same room that someone's smoking it up,
Yeah.
you can get high.
Yeah.
You can get high from the smoke. And the problem, you can have lung problems. So if you are inhaling marijuana, not only can you get high, but you might imagine if you worked for a business where
They drug test.
they drug test.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what I want to know, because what are they going to do? Because can you? A lot of employers say, "Hey, listen, you can legalize it," but I worked at a business and I was in management,
Yeah.
and the owner had a drug-free workplace,
Yeah.
and the reason why he did was for insurance. Or if you put in a drug-free workplace, they give you a break on insurance,
Yeah.
your liability, and he saved a lot of money, like 20% a year.
Yeah.
So, did we do drug testing? No,
No, of course not.
but you're supposed to.
Right.
But he didn't do it.
Of course.
But I want to know if you're well, can you lose your job? Even though it's legal, they might say, and I'm like, probably, because that's like just the same as someone.
They'll make exceptions. On
Imagine
the drug
if someone-
test, they'll say, hey, no hard drugs. They might squeeze in like ADHD medications or pot or different things. They'll make exceptions.
So my wife's job,
You get what I'm saying?
yeah, my wife's job, marijuana used to be a disqualifying for hire,
Yeah.
because they drug test everyone before they hire them.
Right.
But now it's not.
Right.
It's not a disqualifier.
'Cause it's
But you
more
can't.
mainstream.
But if you come to work high,
Yeah. They're
instant,
sending you home. Yeah.
not even home, you're instant fired.
Instantly fired. Yeah.
If you come to work drunk, or if you come to work high.
Yeah.
But I said to her, I go, well, what are you going to do if someone's come in high? You're going to say, oh, you're high.
Yeah.
You're fired. And
Yeah.
they're going to say, no, I'm not. I'm just taking a thing. At least, I mean, how do you know?
Yeah.
You'd have to send them for a drug test.
Right.
Or-
Well, unless you can.
or-
at least it's like really obvious.
or
where it's like
keep
in their
a-
eyes, or you can smell it,
Or keep a drug test in the office and say,
Right.
go in there and take a drug test.
But they're not mandatory to take those, right? Is it mandatory to take the drug test?
If you sign
By law or whatever?
if you sign a piece of paper that's part of your employment,
Yeah.
that you have to subject yourself to.
Drug test, then I
Yeah.
guess, yeah.
Dude, in my line of work,
Yeah.
I get drug tested all the time, dude.
Yeah.
I can't get hired. Most places won't hire me,
Yeah.
and it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Have you ever been drug tested?
Yeah.
I got it. One day, I just to get onboarded with the company,
Yeah.
it took me 4 hours between going to HR and filling out the paperwork, going through an interview process.
And I've had the test come up dirty, but it was only coming up dirty because it was my ADHD medications, and they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, as long as you know, it's documented.
Yeah.
No, you know what? It's they're pretty. They know.
Yeah.
They know. They're looking for cocaine,
Right.
heroin.
Right.
You know, they're not looking. They know what an ADHD medication is. And
Yeah,
they know.
yeah.
They just know.
Yeah.
They know what that stuff is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all the people that used to try to mask, you remember all the products you used to sell to mask a marijuana test.
Yeah.
Gold seal. Take this
Yeah.
or drink this.
The
or
Whizzinator. Remember, it was like a fake penis or something, wasn't it?
yeah, you put it in there.
Yeah, it was like a fake penis that you had used, and the fake penis had the fake piss in there.
The last time I took a drug test, the last time I got hired by a company,
Yeah.
onboarded.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what I had to do. I had to go to a place, go to HR, sit down and fill out 30 minutes worth of paperwork.
Yeah.
I mean, like a book. Give them copies of all my licenses. Then they walked me over to another room.
Right.
Right? I had to go
Bunch of shit, huh?
I had to go to another room
Yeah.
where they took 3 vials of blood from me.
Holy shit.
Each arm. I'm sitting there,
That's insane.
and they're draining my arms of blood so they could do some type of blood testing to make sure I had no communicable disease.
Yeah.
I was disease-free. Disease and drug-free.
Well,
Then,
if you have a disease, isn't that like discriminatory? You know,
It depends what it is.
Discriminate against diseases, right?
don't forget, I'm in the medical field.
Ah,
They don't want you spreading your shit to someone else,
yeah,
right?
right. Like Philadelphia, that was the whole basis of the movie, right? The guy had AIDS. They found out he had AIDS. They fired him because he had AIDS, right?
Yeah, that's
That's a movie, yeah. But I mean, I'm sure it happens, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
There's people who get fired because listen,
For anything, yeah, I know. It's
they
a no
can,
cause, no
listen,
cause state.
but you don't hear that too much anymore. You know why?
But,
Because they can find something to fire you for anything.
of course.
All you got to do is come to work late.
Right.
We don't like him or her. They got to go.
Yeah.
Well, how are we going to get rid of them? Well, you got to document.
And he came in late.
You're late after 3 times. You got to put them on an action plan. Then you got to do this.
Yeah.
But the writing's on the wall.
Right.
Anyone-
Or if you didn't get a sale one day and they didn't like you, oh well, he didn't get that. I've had that when they fired me. Well, it was like, I've been here 3 days. What do you expect me to get a sale? They just didn't like me, for whatever reason. And they, I know the reason. I don't know the reason, but I get the idea.
I think there's times.
I've
I think that's a possibility. Like, this person's not cut out for this.
Right.
And you try to tell them, hey, listen, you're not, this isn't working. And then they
Flip out.
flip out.
Yeah.
They flip out.
Yeah.
Some people, it depends unfortunately, what your race is.
Yeah.
And they threaten, like, to,
Losses.
a discriminatory, but you know right away. It's like, you just know.
So, yeah.
When I worked in the automobile industry, we used to hire people. We did transmissions,
Yeah.
and there was someone who would say, "Yeah, I've done transmissions in the past, and I've done this, I did that." So
Yeah.
we went ahead and hired him,
Right.
and then,
You didn't know what the hell he was doing.
yep, right away.
Yeah.
Someone who's like a transmission guy, right?
Yeah.
They'd say, "Hey, man, see this Suburban here?
Yeah.
Bring it in, take the tranny out. We got to rebuild it." Someone who knows what they're doing,
Yeah.
they pull it in.
Right.
In less than 30 minutes, the thing's sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
Versus someone who was like a regular mechanic,
Yeah.
an hour and a half, 2 hours later, they're still screwing around with it.
Yeah.
Because they just don't know. And you just know right away,
Right.
or the types of tools they have. You know.
Yeah.
People who do, like for you, you've been doing telemarketing, right? You can do any type of telemarketing.
Right.
It's maybe product's easier to sell than something else, but you
Right.
already know.
Yeah.
Versus someone who's green,
Right.
never done it before.
Right.
You can sit with them and say, "No, this person's never done this before."
Right.
They may have said they did, but no,
Right. No.
no, they don't know. And I think that goes with any work. I was still nervous.
Yeah.
Now it's like nothing. Now it's
Right.
just like, where do I gotta go?
Right.
Who do I got? What do they have?
What do I gotta see?
Only thing I worry about is if they have any type of condition that they can spread to me. Are they contagious? Because sometimes sometimes I run into that.
Yeah.
I gotta wear certain equipment because they have something that they might have AIDS.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with blood.
Yeah.
I got to wear gloves. I got to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to wear a shield now.
Yeah. I get it.
There's certain diseases, and then there's like stupid stuff. Like people got what they call C. diff. C. diff is makes people get the craps. They get the craps, man. It's bad. And you got, and I'm seeing people that have that, and I gotta be all like I'm almost like wearing a bunker suit.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to get that, man.
Yeah.
You'll lose 10 pounds in a day.
Yeah.
C. diff is short for like it's some like it's almost like a
acronym.
Yeah, it's the name of the actual something meningococcal something. It's the name of the disease. They just call it. Everyone, if you see someone, it's called C. diff. Everyone knows what that is.
Right.
If you said the real word, they'd go, "What?
Right.
What the hell are you talking about?"
Right. It's funny how that works out, isn't it?
Yeah. But how'd it work go?
It was rough yesterday.
Been rough, man.
Yeah.
This whole week, right? What'd you have? One?
Yep. Last week I didn't get one till Friday, so at least I got mine out of the way the first day.
Man, we got down here pretty quick, man.
Yeah, we did.
Not even 20 minutes. Like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Dolphins play this week, right?
What's that?
Dolphins play?
Yeah. They play the Colts.
Cool. That's right. They were talking about that. Yeah, they were mentioning. Are the Colts any good?
No.
I think the problem is when you don't have Tua back there,
It don't matter.
It don't matter
Right.
who's back there. Who's the quarterback? Is it Joe Flacco?
It was. I think Richardson's back now.
Yeah. Joe Rose was like, I don't want to see Flacco.
Yeah.
Every time Flacco plays us, he has a good game.
Yeah.
I saw Tariq Hill doing talking.
Yeah. What is he saying?
Well, they were saying, the Buffalo Bills got a wide receiver and someone else got
Cooper. Yeah.
And he's like, that don't matter. He goes, we got Jalen Ramsey who can cover him.
Right.
And they're not even the best receivers in the league. He goes, I am. I'm the best receiver in the league. I'm like, all right. Could be.
Yeah. It's either him or Jefferson from Minnesota.
I don't know, man. I think that guy from Seattle's pretty good.
Yeah.
Was it Megatron?
Metcalf? Yeah.
And then who's the other guy who's pretty good? The guy from Philly.
AJ Brown?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's good too.
Those are some big dudes, man.
Yeah, they are some big
I mean, they don't have the speed Hill has,
Right.
but they got other attributes.
Right. Route running, catching, shit like that.
Jerry Rice.
No,
Have you ever
he
seen
never
Jerry?
had the speed.
No, but he was a precise
Yeah.
route runner.
Yeah.
He could come at you full speed
Yeah.
and cut.
Yeah.
Like he talked about that. Like it's not even like some guys have to slow down before they cut, or you see them juke before they cut.
Right.
He can come right at you, just go bingo, bing.
Right. Bing bong.
Yeah. He was a precise, and that was back in 1972, the Miami Dolphins had Paul Warfield.
Right.
Same way, Paul Warfield was a precise.
They didn't even really pass the ball back then either. They just,
What are these people doing?
I don't have any idea.
Because they're standing in the middle of the fucking road. The people got to drive around them.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
20 of 9.
Yeah. I guess we could shoot the shit for 5 minutes. Right. Shoot the shit for 5 minutes.
Someone's in there already.
Yeah, see that? The lights are on. But nobody's home. You ever heard that expression? The lights are on, but nobody's home.
They use that for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I met some people.
Yeah.
The lights are on, but
Nobody's home. Yeah. Those stupid fucking people, you know. They get so nasty on the phone. I don't get it. People just going out of their way just to be a dick. Like, you don't have to be a dick to get your point across, you know?
Unfortunately, that's
That's how it is.
it is terrible. I mean, but